Good day everyone, this is Alvin again from the Philippines and welcome to another special topic that we will be discussing today, and we will actually try to figure out, does IMG prefer to crown older winners? That's what we're trying to figure out here. So today, as what I have said earlier, we are going to answer the question, is IMG going to crown, does IMG prefer to crown an older winner? Well, we're just gonna say yes or no right away. We have to look at the numbers and see what does the number tells us when it comes to the selection and the preference of IMG in crowning the Miss Universe. Who knows, this might actually help us learn and predict the right and the most desirable winner in the future editions. We'll see. Let's begin by looking at the ages of the top 3 qualifiers since IMG took over. Starting with 2015, we have Philippines as our winner, Colombia, and United States. So as what you can see in their ages, Philippines was 25 years old, Colombia was 21, and USA was 27 years old. In 2016, we have France, Haiti, and Colombia in the top 3. France was the winner, who's 24 years old, Haiti was 25 years old, and Colombia is 23 years old. In 2017, South Africa was 22 years old, Colombia was also 22 years old, and Jamaica was 21. In 2018, the Philippines won the title and she's 24 years old. South Africa was also 24 and Venezuela was 19. In 2019, the top 3 were South Africa, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. South Africa was 26, Puerto Rico was 24, and Mexico was 25. And if you noticed, based on the ages of the top 3 candidates, only one candidate within the range of 18 to 20 years old qualified in the top 3, and that's Stephanie Gutierrez, Miss Universe Venezuela 2018, which is kind of unique to us because during the Trump era, we have 18 years old winning Miss Universe. We have Zuleika Rivera, we have Stefania Fernandez. But with this IMG era, only one qualified within the age bracket of 18 to 20. So that alone is quite interesting. Now let's go to the winners from different era. So currently Miss Universe is divided into 3 different eras. We'll begin with the early era, which was from 1952 to 1995. So at this time range, they crowned 31 winners aged 20 and under. So that's a lot of young winners, which is 70% of all winners during that time, which means 70% of all winners are aged under 20 and under. So that's a lot. Now let's proceed to the next era, which is the Trump era, which is from 1996 to 2014. They crowned 9 winners aged 20 and under, which in total is almost half of all winners at 45%. So that's still a lot because it's almost half of it. While for the IMG era, which is from 2015 to 2019, they have crowned 0 winners aged 20 and under, which is 0% because the youngest Miss Universe that IMG has crowned is Miss Universe 2017 Demi Peters from South Africa, who was just 22 years old. So just by looking at these numbers, it's very safe to say that with the IMG right now, it seems that they are really focusing on winners that are above 20 years old compared to the previous eras. It's amazing how the number has dropped, especially now with the IMG era, from early era, which is 70%, to Trump era, which is just 45%, up to now to IMG era 0%. So that's just a huge drop from each era. Now let's see the average age of all winners from different eras. So we will be adding all the ages of the winners depending on which specific eras they belong. Then just find the average. So for the early era, the average of all winners from 1992 to 1995 is 19 years and 274 days, which generally is quite a young set of winners from this era. So of all those winners from that specific era, it's just 19 years and 274 days by average. Now, looking to the Trump era, the average age of all winners at this era, 1996 to 2014, is 21 years and 172 days, which generally is quite a gap compared to the early era, and a much older set of winners compared to the early era. Now let's go to the IMG era, which is quite interesting. The average age of the winners is 24 years and 73 days, which obviously got a much wider gap compared to the two previous eras. Again, just by looking at these numbers, it is very clear that from the three eras, they are all increasing in age preference, especially when it comes to selecting their winners. We can see the early era prefers a much younger set of winners. The Trump era is focusing more on that average age of winners. Well, for the IMG era, which is older, quite older than the winners that we usually saw before the IMG era took over. Now, how about the semifinalists? You might be asking that. For an easy comparison, we will only take a look at the last decade, which means from 2010 to 2019, which is a fair division in my opinion, because 2010 to 2014, that's 5 years. That still belongs to the Trump era. 2015 to 2019 is also 5 years, which belongs to the IMG era. Now, from 2010 to 2014, the number of qualifiers that aged 20 and under is 18, which is 23% of all qualifiers from that year. So that's already almost a quarter of all finalists at that specific year, 2010 to 2014. Now let's take a look at the IMG. From 2015 to 2019, the number of qualifiers aged 20 and under is 11, which is only 13% of all qualifiers from that year. Even from the selection of semifinalists, a huge drop as well has been revealed by these numbers when it comes to the age preference of semifinalists. Not just winners, but also semifinalists. There is a drop of 10%, and that is a huge number. So it's not only reflected on the winners, that's what I have said, on the different eras, but also on the semi-finalists that are getting this placement. So we can easily say that the number speaks that IMG is leaning more into the candidates which are older than what we saw in the previous years. But the question is, why? Does older age means more maturity, or does older age means more experience in life? Or could be, does older age means a broader views and perspective? Well, this is a more debatable and deep topic, because whether which age bracket you are on, there are always good about certain age groups, and each of them can give something special and unique to each other. All we can conclude for now is that the numbers speaks for itself, and it's up to you on how you interpret them. So I would love and be eager to know about your opinions. Do you think IMG is leaning to the older winners compared to the previous eras? And I would love to know your thoughts about this entire topic. So don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and share the video as well. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, because you'll be seeing more of these videos in the future. For now, thank you very much and have a wonderful day from the Philippines.